Hey guys, this is Matsterboy here again, and we are back finally. I know it's been a while. I'm sorry about that. Today it's gonna be a mix of a couple things. It's gonna be a quick channel update and about just where I've been for the past week. Um, well, I'm actually pre-recording this, so it's where I am right now. I got some time, so I decided I'd pre-record this because I usually don't get that much time because right now, we left for a week because it was my grandparents' 50th anniversary, and so we went on a cruise, or we bought them a cruise, and then our relatives and cousins, everybody, kind of went on a cruise, and then like a cruise ship for a week, and so that's where I am right now. So if you kind of hear a different audio, it's because of the room I'm in. It may kind of give like an echo or sound like I'm farther away. I've kind of heard that in the recording, but it's probably the best I can really do. And if you hear a whirring sound, you shouldn't, but it's probably because of the engine. But enough of that right now. As you see, Redstone tutorials. I decided I'd start it up today because, well, it's something easy to do for me, and I just wanted to try out, see how it went. So today won't be anything really special. It'll just be like the very basics. So I'll kind of just go through what you're gonna need to start out. Okay, let's go like just down scratch. So redstone, it goes for 15 blocks of power length. So if I give power to a redstone, it'll go all the way down 15 blocks right to here. And any more power, you see how, any more line, I mean, you see how it's not glowing? That means it's not powered. It doesn't have any, like, redstone is like electricity, so it's kind of like not having any electricity going into it. So some may think, since the power gets to here, that an object would only be powered if it was at that block, but no. It goes through and passes on to the next block, so whether that be powering into this or whatever, it'll power this block here where the glass is. So now, so yeah, it was just an example of this, and then that would work as well. Whatever, it'll both work. So that's how far redstone travel, and that's good because some devices you make, you plan it on how long redstone travels. So it's good to know that. So now I'm just going to go over a couple basic types of redstone, I don't know, mechanisms or that are used when building. One of my favorites is, it's called an RS NOR latch. Sometimes I just call them memory cells, because what it does is, this is a vertical version and this is a horizontal version right here. What it does is it'll take, let me get a button out to show. It'll take power, so let's say it's going into that. There, so it'll take a pulse and then it'll keep it constant. And then that can be reset by if another pulse comes in on this side, it'll reset it. So you see how this side's on, and then if I click this one, this side will go on. That's useful for having buttons where you make a pulse of, because usually redstone without this just looks like this, turns on and turns off. So if you want it to pulse but stay on, then you just use this and it'll keep it constant. And the same thing would be up here. Power goes up there, turns it on, and you'd send power down here, and it'd make this bottom part turn on. So this is something that is very useful when working because it allows you to have a constant power, but you can reset it by just putting power into the other side. This works just because this torch powers, oh, I probably should have went over that. When torches are powered, they become unpowered. So if electricity is going into the torch, it'll turn off and not give out any more electricity. That's why this works, because there's electricity from that torch goes onto this one, which turns it off. which then there's no electricity going into that one, so it stays on. So if I put electricity into here, it'll turn this one off, which will then turn that one on. And it's kind of like a cycle if you keep adding power. So that's how it works. I'm going to go into a bit more basic. I kind of jumped into that. So as I said, torches will turn off when powered. As you can see, these are being powered, so it turns off. Redstone torches can power the block above, and so if there's redstone dust right there, it'll power up and to the side as well. And then that's how redstone torch towers work, is it just keeps turning the one off, off, on as you go up, and which saves space rather than doing like a spiral. Some things to note is when you're working with these, if you kind of want to do staircases, which I'll show over there, is when you want to add a repeater, make sure you know that repeaters can power a block and then power the redstone on it, just because these are like little tips to save space. And then they can also power downwards if there's a block here. So you see how it's unpowered right now? If there's a block in front of that repeater, it'll power this block, which will send power out in every direction. You see how it all turns off, and it'll power it downwards as well. So that's just helpful, like when doing this you can just put power up here and it'll go all the way to the top because of that repeater. Another way to do it is just the same thing, it's just using torches which go up and over, and then this is just the same thing except going down. So that's the main uses for them, and it's really helpful to know. As well as pistons will be your friend when working with redstone, because this is the easiest way to cut off power, because as soon as a block moves in there, the redstone won't connect, because when like a glass, I think it's by transparent items allow electricity to flow through the corners, but a full block cuts the redstone off. You see it's no longer connected like it was. So now it's cut off, so the redstone can't flow through. So that's why using a sticky piston pushes the block out, and then it keeps it off. So if I was to keep it like that, then any power coming through here would not go through, which is helpful for making kind of like switches and being able to control when you want power through or not. Okay, so now let's get back to where I kind of started over here. This is probably going to be one of your next most handy devices. It's called the AND gate, basically because you have to have this one and this one off at the same time to turn that torch on. So if any of these torches are still on, this one will remain off. So you have to have both of them off to turn that one on. So no matter which type is on, that torch will always that torch will always stay off, no matter which one you have off or on, off or on. If they're both off, then this torch will turn on. And the reason for this is if you want a signal only to be used once both sides are being powered. So there you see it turned on. So this works just because this torch will not go on unless there's no power going to it. So if any of these torches are on, it keeps this wire here powered, which turns that off, and that's how that really works. So I use it in almost everything I do just because it's so helpful. This is a bit more complicated, but I kind of wanted to add it. This is called the T flip-flop. It's compact. Oh, I don't need that. That's another version of it. It's faster. I want to show this one first though. So this would basically be the ground or wherever you put it. The dirt here on both sides, they're the same way of they're a different way of doing it, but have the same function. Basically it uses the fact of wool or a block will not let redstone through, so this powers the dust there, which powers this, and then this can go through to whatever you need. And it works by, if you, I already have a button set up. As soon as it's powered, the way pistons work it makes it so each time it's powered, the wool block will push over. So you see how this time it'll go over, push it again, it'll go over that way. And this is, you can use as many times as you want, it'll just keep going back and forth. So one click opens the circuit up, and then one more click turns the circuit off. The reason this can be useful and it's not just the same as a lever is because you can have two inputs. You can have like an input, like say you have like a door or something, imagine this glass is a door. You can have the button be like here, and then you can also have one like way over here, as long as these two both come up and connect to this input up here. Then it'll still work for opening your door and closing it on either side. So that's why it's better than a lever, where if you just used a lever here, it'd keep the door open and you'd have to try to stay in the door and click it and then run in, which is much more difficult than this. And this one, you see, okay, here, I'll demonstrate this again. If I press this, you see how it doesn't go for a little bit? It waits until the torches come back on. So I press it and it waits until the button pops out for it to turn. This one is opposite. It works right away, which is why this one's better. Because the torches are already off, it just waits until the torches come on to work. So it's instantaneous, like right away. As soon as I press the button, it turns, with the exception of the delay of those torches there. So it'll work right away, which is much better than the other one, as you can see. So I prefer this one always. It's just a couple more redstone you need to add. This right here is the exact same bottom thing. It's just using the fact of redstone will power the block above, and powering it uses a bit less space. That's why I showed it. And I think because I'm getting really tired, this is probably just a basics episode. Tell me if there's anything I left out that you would actually like to see, because I may have forgotten a device or something that you guys would like to see, because I could have easily forgotten something because I'm tired right now, if you haven't noticed throughout the thing, because I can easily miss things. So just leave a comment if you guys would like to see more of this. I'm probably going to plan to do some more if I have some time, but right now I'm probably going to have to end it because I'm just so tired. Anything else you'd like to see, please leave a comment. Tell me what you'd like to do. Don't look at that. That's just me testing. Yeah. I was making a three-way door, but I think I'm making it way too complicated. Don't look at that. That's me off camera. This is me prepared. Okay, so I'll see you guys later. Hope you liked the video. Bye.